Have you ever wondered why you often feel unprepared to start something new, even when you have all the resources at your disposal? This question may seem simple, but it's more complex than you think. It's not about the lack of resources or even time. It's about a psychological barrier, an invisible hurdle that often holds us back from embarking on new adventures or tasks. This invisible hurdle is not a product of your imagination. It's a real phenomenon, deeply ingrained in our psyche, making us feel like we're never quite ready to take that leap. It's a feeling that's common to many of us, from students procrastinating on assignments to entrepreneurs hesitating to launch their startup ideas. But what exactly is this invisible hurdle? It's an amalgamation of fear, self-doubt, and the need for perfection. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of judgment. Self-doubt, questioning our abilities, our worthiness, and the need for perfection, the constant chase of the ideal scenario, the right moment, the perfect plan. Perhaps you've experienced this. You've got this brilliant idea for a project or a business. You've gathered all the resources, done all the research, prepared a detailed plan. But when it's time to actually start, you hesitate. You think, maybe I should do a bit more research, or maybe the timing isn't right. You find excuses, convincing yourself that you're just being responsible, when in reality, you're avoiding the start because of this invisible hurdle. This invisible hurdle is not just about delaying the start of a project. It's about the missed opportunities, the unrealized potential, the dreams left unfulfilled. It's about the difference between what we could be and what we are. But the good news is, this invisible hurdle can be overcome. It's not an insurmountable wall, but rather a hurdle that can be jumped over. It requires understanding, self-awareness, and actionable strategies. It's not just you, many people experience this feeling, but why does it happen? Let's dive deeper. Often, the biggest obstacle isn't the task itself, but the fear of starting something new. That's right, my friends. The most profound battle we face daily isn't necessarily with our tasks, but with our minds. Now, let's dive into what fuels this fear. Why do we feel unprepared or hesitant to start? The answer is surprisingly simple: fear and anxiety. These two invisible foes are notorious for halting our progress before we even begin. Imagine for a moment an aspiring writer. She has a brilliant story to share, a tale that could captivate millions. Yet, the blank page in front of her is daunting. She fears the unknown, the criticism, and the possibility of failure. This fear, my friends, is not unique to her. It's a universal experience, something we have all grappled with at some point. Fear, in its essence, is a survival mechanism. It's our brain's way of protecting us from potential dangers. But when it comes to starting a new task or project, this fear often morphs into an exaggerated version of reality. Instead of seeing a blank page, our writer sees a battlefield. Instead of a new project, we see a mountain too high to climb. Anxiety, on the other hand, is like fear's close cousin. It's a future-oriented state of mind that often accompanies the fear of starting. We worry about the outcome, the what-ifs, and the unknowns. It's like being stuck in a never-ending loop of, what if I fail? Or, what if it's not perfect? Remember our aspiring writer? She might worry about grammatical errors, plot holes, or uninteresting characters. It's not the writing itself that's the problem, but the anxiety about potential issues that might arise in the future. So, we see that the fear of starting is often rooted in fear and anxiety. It's less about the task itself and more about our perception of the task. The blank page isn't a battlefield, the new project isn't a mountain, they're simply challenges waiting to be tackled. So the fear of starting is often bigger than the task itself. But how can we overcome it? Now that we understand the why, let's talk about the how. How can we overcome this fear and start today? The secret lies in embracing the power of now. To illustrate this, let's imagine a mountain climber named Alex. Alex has always dreamed of scaling Mount Everest, but every time he tries to begin training, he's paralyzed by the enormity of the task. But then, he stumbles upon a simple yet profound truth. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Here, the first actionable tip is to break down your goal into manageable steps. Alex didn't start out by climbing Mount Everest. He started with smaller mountains, gradually building his stamina and skills. Similarly, you don't have to tackle your entire goal today. Just take that first small step. Next, Remind yourself why you're doing this. For Alex, it was the sense of accomplishment and the breathtaking view from the top. For you, it could be anything that motivates you. Keep your why at the forefront of your mind and let it fuel your actions. The third tip is to eliminate distractions. In Alex's case, he needed to focus solely on his training and preparation. In the digital age, distractions are everywhere, from social media to endless Netflix series. Identify what's holding you back and make a conscious effort to minimize it. The fourth tip is to create a supportive environment. Alex surrounded himself with fellow climbers and supportive friends. You too can seek out people who understand your journey and can provide the encouragement you need. Lastly, embrace the power of now. Remember, there's no perfect time to start. There will always be reasons to delay. But the perfect time is often just when you decide to take action. So let's be like Alex. Let's break down our goals, remind ourselves of our why, eliminate distractions, create a supportive environment, and embrace the power of now. Remember, the hardest part is often just getting started. Once you take that first step, the rest will follow. So, we've uncovered why you might never feel ready to start, and we've armed you with strategies to overcome this fear. We've discussed the invisible hurdle that keeps you rooted in the same spot, the mystery that shrouds your self-doubt, and the incredible power of seizing the day, the moment, the now. The key takeaways: recognize your fears, understand they're often unfounded, and harness the power of the present. Remember, the ideal time to start anything does not exist in some distant future. It's right here, right now. If you're looking for more resources to help you break free from the chains of procrastination, there are countless books, podcasts, and online courses out there. But remember, knowledge without action is just information. Don't wait for tomorrow, start today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Money Talks for more insightful content. Until next time, keep challenging yourself and remember, the power of now is in your hands.